I'm John Jackson Miller. I write Star Wars and Star Trek novels and comics, and I'm a University of Tennessee graduate, journalism school in 1990. What was important for me at the University of Tennessee and working at the Daily Beacon is that I was writing for an audience that was giving me pretty close to immediate feedback. I got to see the next day what I wrote on newspapers. We had 10,000 copies going out at that point all over campus. And so it was pretty close to instant gratification, relative to anything else I could have written at that point. Basically, all of the things that I used as a journalist and was taught to use at the University of Tennessee, many of the physical tools have changed. Everything having to do with what we record interviews on. We didn't have email, obviously. We didn't have video as really an option. And of course, all the different softwares have all changed. And all the computers have certainly changed. But the tools that I learned in terms of knowing how to write, knowing how to figure out what an audience wants to hear, being able to target what I was writing about to a specific reader. I mean, I was trying to write stuff that would be relevant to the student body, relevant to the faculty who are reading. And that kind of matches what I do with other things now. I kind of know what the Star Wars reader is looking for, what the editors want to read, Star Trek as well. It's all about tailoring my writing style to fit whatever it is that my customer is. Since 2019, I have done Star Trek Discovery, The Enterprise War, which is where Captain Pike and Spock were during the Klingon War. I also did the novel Star Trek Discovery Die Standing. It is Emperor Georgiou's first mission for Section 31. And then my new hardcover, which is just out, this is my first Star Trek hardcover. This is Star Trek Picard Rogue Elements. This is a novel about Captain Cristobal Rios, and he is the wonderful captain of the La Sirena, the starship we see in Picard. This is the official story of how he got the ship and his first 2 years as a captain of the ship. These are all official stories. I worked with Kirsten Beyer, who is one of the creators of the Picard TV series, to do this. I wrote a short story for Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back, A Certain Point of View. These are 40 short stories that all tie in to the original Empire Strikes Back movie. I had done one of these as well for Star Wars earlier. This is actually a sequel to a novel, A New Dawn, that I wrote for the Rebels TV series. My particular story is. And then finally is the massive volume here. This is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I wrote the entire series, start to finish, 1,334 pages. It just came out in one giant edition from Marvel in July. It was the best-selling graphic novel in the comics industry in July, which makes me really happy to the comic shops because we did work so hard on it. It's 57 stories about Zane Carrick, a Jedi student who is accused of a crime he didn't commit. And the wonderful Tennessee connection with it is that Zane Carrick is named after Carrick Hall, where I stayed all 4 years when I lived at the University of Tennessee. One of the fun things about what we do is occasionally things we do will feed back into TV shows and things. Some of my Iron Man characters have shown up in movies, and this is what's wonderful. It's happening for a lot of other comics creators as well. Tony Isabella, my colleague here, who is at the convention, the last time he and I saw each other, we were at the world premiere for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because we both had characters that appeared in that movie. So that's very fun. I got Star Wars because I wrote Iron Man. I got Iron Man because I wrote a comic book called Crimson Dynamo. I got Crimson Dynamo because I was editing magazines in the comics industry. And sort of one thing led to another. What it really is it's about getting your passport stamped. Because I showed that I could write the Marvel characters and not mess them up, that led to me getting to do Star Wars. Once I showed that I could use the Star Wars characters responsibly and take care of them, that led to other things, Simpsons, Conan, Mass Effect, Halo. It's something where the work that you do is itself the advertisement for the next work that you're going to do. People can find me on the web at JJM Faraway on Twitter. I am John Jackson Miller on Facebook and on Instagram. My website is farawaypress.com, where I have behind-the-scenes notes on just about every story I've done. My comics history website is comicron.com, COMICHRON.com. That actually has its own Facebook page, Twitter, and even a Patreon.